Hi, Leanne. I wanted to take a second and send you a video message, and really a message, I think, for everyone to discuss, which is weight maintenance. I watched your video, and I'm going to apologize for my voice. I'm just kind of working my way past a head cold right now. I watched your video, and I wanted to take a second and tell you you are a success. The fact that you have lost 140 pounds and kept, I already did the math, like 80% of it off is amazing. And we get so caught up with that 20%, right? That 20% we put back on. And I think we lose sight of how amazing our accomplishments are. And very seldom do I see people hit a weight number and stay at that number perfectly. It doesn't usually work that way because we pick a number we want to strive for, we hit it, and then the question is do we want to do the habits to maintain it? I caught one of your videos a while back where you talked about you ultimately stopped wanting to cook separate meals for you and your family. That was a habit you didn't want to maintain, and that's okay. So it's one of those things that it's finding that equilibrium between what am I willing to do to keep the weight off versus what am I willing to do to maintain or to lose the weight initially. And what I urge everybody, if we can open up this dialogue about maintenance, is try not to look at a BMI chart or somebody's chart of what you should be for your height and try to say, what habits am I willing to do for the rest of my life to maintain this weight loss? Not what is the number I'm striving for. I'm going to do what it takes to get there and then see if I can maintain that. Because that, unfortunately, what I see is that breeds this feeling of failure. Oh, I'm not still 140 pounds down, so thus I'm a failure. No, you are absolutely not a failure. You've done a fantastic job. And the fact that you've kept off the amount of weight you have shows that a lot of the habits you learned along the way, you've maintained, you've kept up with. And then I just want to address the clothing thing. One of the reasons I think a lot of people slip into kind of like a depressed state with gaining a little bit of weight back after hitting maintenance is because they aren't willing to accept where their body is. They want to be where it was. But I'm going to flip that and say, would you want to wear the clothes you wore at your heaviest? Because your heaviest clothes and your lightest clothes don't represent where you currently are. So they're equally, you could wear them equally, right, based on that kind of a thought process. But the body you have now is the reality of the fact. Dress the body you have now, honor it, enjoy it, be thankful and happy about it. You work so hard to get here. And that mental spiral, and I know I've been in it too. When I was with Weight Watchers and focusing on that 2 pound window drove me crazy. I just felt like every week I was dieting down to be there. And it wasn't something I could sustain. And so I said, you know what? Here's a 10-pound window for you, Heather, because that's more realistic. Somewhere within 150 to 160 is where I can stay, maintain with little to no stress, and I don't feel like I'm killing myself to do it. But to stay between a 2 pound range was driving me absolutely nuts. So you have to find what's going to work for you. And I so wish more maintainers were like you and would open up and share because I think January 1's going to roll around. People are going to get so psyched up. I'm going to lose this weight. And they'll probably do really well and they'll lose a lot of weight. But the question they should be asking themselves, and what I'm urging everyone to ask themselves, is not if you can lose the weight, if you can maintain the weight loss, if the habits you're taking on are something that you will sustain. Because it is fundamentally important that if you want to stay at that weight, you'll be able to maintain the habits that will keep that weight off. And if you're not, then being okay with that fluctuation back up. And the goal, of course, not being that you go all the way back to where you were and then surpass it, which I've had the experience of doing, and I don't recommend that for anyone. Um, but finding what works for you. So I just want to send this message out to everybody. And I know a lot of maintainers, have contacted me and said the same thing. I've gained back 20 or 30 pounds and I feel like a failure. And I just want to get this message out there. You're absolutely not a failure. Basically, even by all statistics that I've looked at, you are a victor if you keep off the majority of your weight. Enjoy that, appreciate it, and ask yourself, why is it I'm striving to go back there? Is it really because I want to do it? Am I really wanting to live with those habits indefinitely? Or am I doing it because I hit it once and I feel I should be there? The shoulds will kill you, right? So, what are you willing to do? What do you want to do? What makes you happy? And if regurgitating the same diet cycle over and over again is not making you happy, go get yourself some nice outfits in the size you wear now and accept the new body you're in, and then just focus on maintaining that for a while. And as your life changes and your habits change, so may your weight. But don't make it such a focal point that it's driving you to feel depressed or sad. Because Leanne, you have gorgeous eyes, and when I didn't see any smile in your eyes, I felt for you. I actually had planned to write a huge response back, but my kids kept interrupting me, so I figured the video would be quicker. But I just want you to know we're all here for you. We're all maintainers have to stick together, because honestly, it is a struggle. And I'm glad that Dawn from Half the Mass They Used to Be had posted in our private group a video, gave me the idea. I'm like, why don't I just do a video? I just want to open this line of communication with anyone who wants to lose weight, who wants to focus on maintaining their weight, and say, let's not make it so weight weight goal focused and more habit focused. What are the habits you're willing to do forever to maintain the weight you end up at, versus shooting for a number and then saying, can I maintain these habits to stay here? All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to call this Thought Thursday, because I could have easily done a Throwback Thursday, but I think it's more important to open up this line of communication about weight maintenance. Again, sorry about my voice. I'm hoping I'll be back up to even keel by the next week. You guys have a great one, and Leanne, take care of yourself. All right, bye-bye.